So the thing is, the shows you've described, like tone and intent, and genre exist. So all those shows you've just listed, they're dramas. They're dramatic shows. They're high concept drama. Where She Hulk is a comedy. And fun thing about comedy is subjective, and just because you don't think it's funny does not mean that other people think it's funny. Now, if She Hulk were trying to be a high drama and it were a high drama, then I'd be like, you're right. These other dramas are better dramas than She Hulk. But you're not comparing it. You're comparing apples to oranges. You're not comparing apples to apples. Now, if you want to compare She Hulk to another superhero based like comedy, a better comparison would be like, this isn't as good as Harvey Birdman. Like that's kind of a superhero based lawyer show that's a comedy. It's a similar tone and style to She-Hulk. That's a similar comparison. You're not comparing the same thing. Very odd choice to be like, She-Hulk isn't like Euphoria. Of course it's not like Euphoria. Why would it be like Euphoria? Very odd. I really hope this is true. I was really concerned because I saw that they were doing sequels to this, and it sounded like it was just going to be Kong, and I was like, what? Oh, not having Godzilla in this seems like an absolute shame. So I'm really glad to see this happening. My pitch for it would be, and I know that they were talking about this, and I wasn't ever really sure how they were going to like do this in America. Was they were talking about doing a live action Ultraman movie, and I was like, how do you do Ultraman in America? Like the Americans would just kind of be like, what? He's Godzilla, but he's a dude. How do you explain that? So introduce him in the next Godzilla King Kong movie. Have him team up with them and fight like one of the space alien kaiju's from the Godzilla series, or even bring back Mechagodzilla and do a more like accurate version of it, because that's kind of what I want to see. And introduce Ultraman and then spin him off from that, and use that to kind of piggyback and explain a little bit who Ultraman is, so you don't have to do it in your movie, and you can get just right to the point and the meat of it in his movie. But yeah, I think they should introduce Ultraman. I think that'd be fun. So I finally watched that second Fantastic Beasts, Where Are They? They're in the Case movies. Um, and full disclosure, the first time I watched it, I was on an airplane and my headphones are shit and I could like barely hear it. So I was like, it's not that bad. I don't get what people are saying. I enjoyed it. And then I was like, but I feel like I really need to rewatch it. And then I did. And wow, it's very bad. It's a very bad movie. Like yeah, I mean, not mentioning the plot holes, the inconsistencies that don't make any sense. Really, for me, the worst part of it was that a not insignificant part of the plot involved a word that rhymes with grape. Like, there's a lot of grape in this. Like, at one point, they introduced the concept of a character, of a half-elf, which the only elves that I know of in Harry Potter are house elves, which are, and so they can't consent. They can't properly consent anyway. So yeah, so if she's a half elf, it means that someone would have had to have sex with a house elf, and yeah, they can't consent. That's weird. Yeah, weird. And yeah, the big I guess I won't give it away, even though the movie's been out for years at this point. And yeah, anyway, the big end reveal is dumb. And oh yeah, Nagini's a person now, but from the 20s, the 30s, or whatever, and I guess that makes her a really old snake, or like, and she's a good guy in this. Like, she's against Grindelwald, so she just in 100 years' time just changes perspectives on things, or is it a different snake that's just a snake that has the name Nagini, the same name as this woman who coincidentally can turn into a snake? The movie doesn't make any sense. It's a bad movie. And overall, it was like, yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes, because it is weird. It's weird.